All right, so that is I think my fourth year I'm teaching here. It's actually, I think I may consider myself an anchor professor when the program started. So the beginning it was quite a little bit naive and trying to ride a wave, but not really clear what are the outcomes. And from year to year I could see tremendous progress, both on the side of the faculty, how they prepared the combined teaching of various courses to get a really high academic level. And from the student side, which became more ambitious and more focused on their personal goals through the program. So I'm looking forward to see what's going on to happen this year, but from the little I've seen, they are already in really the level of, let's say, US, Canada, Israel, in terms of what they propose, how they approach the program. Okay, so this is an agreement which is a broad frame agreement, which allows for particular projects to be implemented under the same framework. There are the usual academic exchange, professors, students, and so on. But more important, all students in this program, in this Management of Technology program, will have access to a special module which we designed at the Technion called Excellence. This is a 2-month study and internship in Israel in the field of entrepreneurship and innovation. So qualified students in the program, those who have already the, let's say, ideas or some ambitions to become either entrepreneurs or to work on the financial side of entrepreneurship, or anyway to develop a career on this, will have access to specialization module in one of the most intensive entrepreneurial ecosystems, which is Israel. This is quite unique. I mean, there are not many universities which we sign this kind of agreements, but because the particularities of this program, we thought that it is actually a real value creation step forward. So we are actually going this week to see a few candidates for the first lot, which will come to Israel sometimes in 6 months, 9 months, to both take courses. There are 7 academic accredited points in this program, and incubate their ideas in the Technion incubator. So it's a kind of double value, both for the business and for the academic level. Even more, that agreement was signed during a visit of business people from a business delegation from Uruguay, headed by the Vice President of Uruguay. So like external supporters or mentors, or how shall I say, patrons of the idea, were Ani on the Uruguayan side, and Matimop, which is the equivalent of Ani on the Israeli side. And these two government agencies actually are involved by recognizing the Technion ORT partnership as a kind of validation agency for their funding. These two agencies are looking for opportunities of cooperation between Israeli and Uruguayan companies, startup, developing together and stuff like this. So through this program, ORT and Technion together will validate potential companies, potential firms, for joint financing by the two governments after the program. Right? So in practice, let's say a graduate of the excellence program at the Technion, when they return to Uruguay, during their stay in Israel, they will also be introduced to potential partners, Israeli partners. And Ani and Matimop will continue financing this kind of partnerships. So it is not only academic, but also very much business-oriented type of partnership, which is expected to produce real results for the companies in the two countries, right? So this is where we stand so far, and in the future we'll see. The frame agreement allows for many other new ideas. So we discuss this every time we sit together. Okay, so I'll give you an example from the recent developments in the field, and that will be, I think, that will make it very clear. It was about a week ago, I think. It was announced that Facebook acquired WhatsApp for $19 billion, right? Now, so which puts a kind of value of this company, $19 billion value. This is a company, WhatsApp is a company of 50 people, a few millions of users, but 15 people, that's all the amount of employees. Comparing to Lucent, to AT&T, to IBM, I'm not speaking even about more traditional businesses, that is a level of productivity on the paper which is unbelievable. So that in such a context, one shall ask himself, are the investors and the owners of Facebook stupid? Or there is real value, there is another type of economic understanding when we speak about breakthrough technologies like this. $19 billion is a lot of money. Together with two other acquisitions of Waze by Google and Viber, that it takes a lot of the global assets into a very narrow kind of business segment. So that means that our money, our wealth of all of us, as a collective group, is invested in something that must either worry us, might be a bubble that will explode like the dot-com bubble, when was it, 20 years ago, or it might be a new economic model which we must pay attention to. All this can be explained by the typical corporate finance and the typical economic model. I mean, actually they are capturing this kind of effects, but the emphasis is on the value of the money, not on the economical value created and the extraction of it. So with the new website, web-based businesses, social networks, all the stuff, there is apparently a transition in the way value is created, and the traditional corporate finance and microeconomic models cannot explain it sufficiently. So, like everywhere and all the time in the history of humanity, if something is not explained, someone must go there and find the answers, and this is why academia is built for. So in my opinion, any engineer and any investor who intends to be active for the next 20 years in the market, in the field, must understand and apply specific models of high risk, high return firms into the knowledge base. So unfortunately, there are not so many professors around the world teaching entrepreneurial finance. Mostly, it's more the financial discipline, because we in the academia we are separated by disciplines. So most of the financial departments are teaching financial markets, banking, stuff like this. But entrepreneurial finance is taking off. I think for the last 2 years, there were in average 3 academic papers per day published in the field of entrepreneurial finance. Right, so this is why I'm teaching. Originally, I'm an electronics engineer. I'm not even a financial person, right? I spent 35 years in high tech. But that allows me to understand where we, the engineers, get stuck, and this is on the financial knowledge. So this is the difference, and this is also the rationale for including entrepreneurial finance and economics of innovation courses in any postgraduate program everywhere. And certainly in such a young program like the old program must include one of those. Fortunately, the director of the program and the dean understood it very early, so